See, this is why I need to have the recording on before, because then I've got something for the little before the music bit, which I always try and get, but I don't tell anyone I'm trying to get it because then it will be forced. And it's got to be natural. It's got to be au natural. Always got to be natural. But I didn't press record, so we missed that brilliant bit of banter. And if we try to recreate it now, it'll be rubbish.
Maybe we'll do it. We can do it to Holmes.
Yeah, we'll do it to Holmes. And just
what's going on?
Pepper it in.
We're gonna get fabulous with Holmes. It's a show about truckers who drive on icy roads. Like, if it was really dangerous, I just don't think they'd have a camera crew there. Like,
Oh, I'm sure they sensationalize it. Of course.
I just am so angry. Like, someone was really hungover. They hadn't even been at a good drinking thing. They were at fucking TGI Fridays with their college buddy, and then the next day they went in to work, and the boss was like, "So, do you have an idea for a new show?" And he was like, "Oh my god, I forgot." And he looks around the room, and there's a glass of ice water, and he goes, "Ice." And then he looks over, and a truck drives by out the window, and he goes, "Ice road truckers," and they're like, "Brilliant! What is it?" And then he's like, "There's icy roads and truckers." Fuck that show.
It's basically what every American I'm surprised we don't get rid of all TV networks and just have one TV network that is just called Americans That Have Jobs, and then we can just sit and watch Americans doing jobs.
Oh my god, it'd be like Richard Scarry. What do people do all day?
They have this show on the Discovery Channel now called Sons of Guns that my boyfriend is really into, where these people custom make crazy guns with like all sorts of explosives and shit on them, like for people who come in and they're like, "I want a gun that can do such and such." It's actually kind of interesting because they make some crazy ass guns.
I saw a commercial for that. It's like, "Oh, we're going to build a gun that shoots bombs." And when I hear that, I'm thinking, is television just making fun of Americans now? Is it just slyly getting under the table, just saying, like, when they say we've got a show about guns that shoot bombs, are they just saying, you are fucking idiots who will watch a show about guns that shoot bombs? Here, let me prove it to you. Guns with bombs, come over here. Here you all are, cunts. That's what I'm imagining.
There's also a hot chick.
Oh, well, there you go, then. So
I would love to have a show like that. That's the thing. If I had a show, it would be like Michael Bay's Reading Rainbow, and it would be sort of like Mythbusters, except I'd be trying to enforce myths as opposed to dispel them. I mean, essentially, I just want to take things back to the Dark Ages. I want to be like, "Uh-oh, it's a full moon, better not go outside." Because there are probably werewolves.
You could come and live with me because I'm surrounded by people who would love to see the fucking Dark Ages come back.
Hi.
Hi, Holmes.
So,
what's up, girl? How you
doing?
How are you in the bedroom?
Hey, girlfriend!
How that pussy treating me?
What's that?
Girl?
Hi.
What's she doing, Holmes?
You want to know how pussy is treating you?
What?
Yeah.
How'd your operation go to revaginize yourself?
Rejuvenize your vaginas.
I can't hear you
Don't
guys.
Don't you go giving up that skizzy pussy for no man.
Did you get the revagination?
The
Hey, y'all.
You got yourself vajazzled.
It must be vagina day.
Hey, JJ Jojo, that is your name.
Hey, Jonathan Holmes.
Yeah?
Do the carpet match them drapes? Wait. Do the curtains make...
Did you get your nails dead to match?
Let me holler at that pussy.
Does your nails look like your runway? And by that, do I mean your mom's pubes?
I'm gonna ride that ass like a hydrofoil.
Holmes, I had nothing to do with this.
Well, Was this going on before I showed up?
Jonathan, did you bleach your gooch?
It was certainly planned, though.
It was planned. This was planned?
Hey,
You thought about it?
Jonathan, you want to come back to my house and watch Gooch Troop on Disney afternoons?
Surprising, isn't it?
Hey, Jonathan, do you want to watch Astro Truckers with us?
Ass road truckers.
Oh, S-Road, yo truck,
Let's watch the ass road fuckers.
for shizzy.
We gotta get on the Hershey Highway and take it all the way to the Rainbow Road.
Hey, Jonathan Froyo, do you want some Froyo to go with your Froyo?
What kind of voice are you doing, Jim? That's
Hey!
How the fuck do we get 5-star reviews on iTunes?
I feel like
That shit boggles my mind.
and our podcast entertaining probably don't know what the 5 stars are. They just kind of fuck with them and they're like, huh, if I click here, they're all yellow. Oh, there's just one
They're
now.
probably
I
the
like
same
yellow.
kind of people that watch shows about the guns that shoot the bombs that we were talking. Like I have the nerve to tell off American TV for putting out dribble, and we just did that. So I'm sorry, America. Jonathan Holmes.
yes, Jim. Yes.
I haven't even done the fucking introductions yet. I was supposed to start the show by promoting an aliens infestation competition that we're going to do, which I haven't planned.
We need a theme
It's a
song.
competition or a contest?
Song.
We got a competition contest. Competition.
A competitive contest. Okay.
Yes, we've got.
What is it?
We've got 5 copies of Aliens Infestation to give away. Plus, they're going to come with a framed lenticular picture.
I've seen one of these in person. I saw it at the live stream, and I jumped up and down and like wiggled it back and forth because it's an animation of an alien pouncing on a marine. And it's a framed fucking picture. You can put that on your mantelpiece, and you can go back and forth across your living room, and it's like having a living family portrait.
Oh yeah.
If your family is an aliens.
Hey Max, I have got one. And
Okay.
it's really nice.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, go on. There's no way I'm going to do a competition and give shit out that I don't have.
But we are. Well,
But
I don't have one.
That's the worst. That
you
seriously is the
can
worst.
sing
'Cause
for it.
we get these great things on the Destructoid show, and we're like, ooh, we want those. You know, it's like when a rich kid's like, can you hold this bag of money for me? And we're just like, oh, we just want to eat this money. We don't even want to spend it. We just want to eat it because we're so poor.
But
Yeah.
So
yeah,
contest.
Sega might be good God, they might be listening to this. So sorry for associating you with this show, but that's
Hanging
what's
out with those
happening.
guys, they're okay.
They're good people, but Jesus. But we're going to do that a little later. I actually got our Destructoid readers on Destructoid.com to come up with contest ideas. So we'll pick one.
Winners should just be the best contest idea.
Probably should be.
Like that should be a
How
many-
contest. Is it like
do we have a lot of
tricked them into
ideas?
doing a contest?
We've got... That's 46 posts. Let's do it now. Let's get it. First of all, hello and welcome to Podtoid. I don't know how much of that the past 30 minutes I'm going to use. Probably not much of it.
That's honestly like inviting someone over to your house for a dinner party, and they come in and the door's unlocked, and you're just sitting on your couch masturbating, and then you finish, and then you get up and you go, oh hey, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Masturbate for a half hour.
Yeah, but okay. Well, let's just start the show from when Jonathan got in or whatever, because the rest of it was pretty dull.
I'm sure it wasn't that bad.
Oh, Jonathan, you weren't
We
there.
talked about the ice
That's
road
true.
truckers,
Yeah, we talked about Ice Road Truckers, the hit
like
show on
ass
History
road
Channel.
truckers.
So yeah. So what was I talking about? Oh yes. Hello there. Welcome to Podtoid. Jesus. Welcome to Podtoid. I'm Jim Sterling. Some of you may be listening for the first time, having been pointed over here from Sega. The joke's on you. I am joined by Max Scoville,
Hey,
Jonathan Holmes.
Hey. Is that how you do it?
Yes.
oh man,
Yeah, okay, I
sex
did
with
it.
you, Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan! Do you like my authentic voice? Hello there. I am from the Jersey Shore. I have got a box of chocolates.
You.
I am putting on my artificial tan because I am from Jersey. That is my impression of the Jersey Shore.
Hey, now.
Hey, Guido, bitch! Get away from my man!
It's actually a lot like that.
From the Jersey!
my
Look
man.
at the big orange titties!
Don't ashtray. I'm gonna put him in my mouth.
Gentlemen, look at the situations
What if Jersey Shore was all French? They would
You're
be like,
German now. You're German.
Get up. He's pooping. He says, "Je m'appelle lingerie. Ah, we have one situation.
la situation! Oh, Zotalo! Oh, vendredi!
He's just screaming at the top of his lungs. Over.
La snook snook! Zat! Oh, chien! Zatalo! La snook snook! Get out of my house! That's
Wow.
That's basically the Jersey Shore
The
in
Parrot was also
France, done by Jonathan Cleese. Via Jonathan Cleese. We haven't even introduced poor little sick Tara Long, all in her bed eating chicken, crying.
How are you, Sarah?
I've been better.
I'm sorry.
Getting pretty sick.
You've had that since BlizzCon, right?
Yeah. Well, I started getting sick 2 or 3 days ago, and then I got my boyfriend sick, so now we're just a sick, disgusting mess together. And now I'm getting a weird rash on my face.
Ugh.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? That stinks.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is there any numbness? No numbness, right?
No. Oh, diagnose me, please.
Well, the rash, yeah, it could be stress or could be.
I think it's just stress. It's around my
probably.
eyes.
Yeah. Sounds like it. As long as there's no numbness, then you don't have neuralgia. You don't want neuralgia, trust me. No
Why? What
neuralgia.
would that mean?
Well, that would be permanent.
Am I dying?
No. That would be a semi-permanent inability to move parts of your face. You don't want that. You
like
don't want to have
Bell's palsy or something?
Yeah, that's like a neuralgia. It's like facial neuralgia. Anyway, enough out of me.
I have that.
Neuralgia.
Wow.
That's not.
Wait. You say you're coming out with a rash on your face.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know. I think you might be a juggalo. I think you might be becoming a juggalo.
Did you rub any crap on your
But
face?
it's not turning like white.
I know it's the early signs.
That's how it
It's the early
starts.
signs.
No, I thought they only get rashes when they just
Early-
bathe and poop.
The
Give
trick
you a
is the
rash.
only way to cure it is you've got to pour Faygo root beer on yourself, and you have to. I got
You can do
nothing.
Not true.
You
You
probably
got
are a juggalo, Tara.
Don't you have to watch
It's
the
too-
Dead Poets Society in reverse as well? I think you do. You might be turning into a
Of course
Todd
you do,
McFarlane spawn.
You are a
Ugh.
hell spawn. Don't use your powers too much. You only have a limited supply of them.
Don't
There
make
is a-
Malbolgia angry. There's a reference to comic books, guys. I've got nerd cred. I collected like one toy. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Watch out for that ice cream pedophile guy.
Yeah. Be wary
is he
of the Snake Man
It's
character.
the Violator. The Violator, yeah.
No, not the snake. No, there was an actual snake. I know because I had one Spawn graphic novel, and it was about a snake man.
It's kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess that comes. Yeah.
Oh
I could go
yeah,
on.
Jonathan Holmes.
But,
Jonathan
yes, it's-
Holmes. I've got a new
Yes,
game to play, Jonathan.
you do? What is it?
This is a new weekly section, and by that I mean I'll be bored of it next week, right? It's called, right? Is this struggle right? Now, we've all heard of drugs. We have seen them on the TV,
Where?
on the movie Train Spotting, for example.
Movie train?
Cheats and Chong, Up in Smoke. You know, drugs
seen
are a
it.
big part of our culture. And I don't know a lot about it because I am a wallflower who grew up wholesome and pure in a Christian family. And I am now unleashed into the world and scared. And we've got a social worker, an actual, he's got a PhD in social worker.
No.
I don't think
Just a
so.
Masters. Just a master's.
Dr. Jonathan Holmes.
The master of social working.
Yeah. And I wanted to know, because you deal with,
He's a dealer.
Well, he
That was
deals.
fast.
He is a drug dealer in that he
Deals with
deals
drugs.
the cure to drugs.
He
Okay,
Sort
deals
of.
with drugs. He's
deals.
a drug
Yes.
dealer with her.
He is.
I
Well,
talk about
he's
drugs.
a drug dealer in that he deals with drug dealers.
I do
and
deal with.
their effects on
Jonathan
society.
Holmes, I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
You deal with all those drug addicts, right? What happens when they take away their drugs?
Depends on the drug.
Could I
Well,
have?
that's-
Because
hang
I'm
on.
not a drug addict. I was wondering if I could just have them because they're not using them.
Well, this is actually leading into my idea, which is, what did I call it? What drug is all right or not? No, is this drug all right? You see, this is the thing. Now, because we've got
Is
a
this
social
drug
worker,
right? Sure.
right, who knows about these things, because I don't, Jonathan. I'm just a guy who, is trying to promote freedom and love and
Yeah,
and
like
good.
Piper Paraboo.
Good.
You're like
I am-
Coyote Ugly.
I
You're
am
just
a
dancing on
Piper's
the-
caribou, yes.
Yeah, here's dancing
Right?
on the bar, trying to
So-
make that money.
What I thought is every week, right, I will pick a drug, right?
Every week, really?
And
This week and half next week, I will pick a drug, right, and ask you, Jonathan Holmes, is this drug all right? Okay.
All right.
And you will know about all the different types of drugs and what we can do to take drugs that are good for us and healthy and how best to use drugs.
Whoa! Wow!
Social issues, okay? This week, cocaine! Jonathan Holmes, is cocaine all right or not? Can I have some? What's if I snort a line of Charlie's trousers?
I have a question, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah.
Dr. Holmes, sorry.
Yeah.
Jonathan. Okay. If I paid like $40 for my cocaine, is it still freebasing?
It's not free, no.
Is there a more expensive version of freebasing is what I'm getting at, because I feel like a peasant.
What is freebasing? Because that sounds to me like parachute jump type stuff. Is it like snorting coke off a mirror, but you're in the sky?
No.
No,
Snorting coke is
it's-
no coke.
Well, Jonathan, you haven't answered my question yet.
Oh, about cocaine.
Right? Fucking hell. I'll ask it again, right? Cocaine!
Yes.
Is it all right?
Do you have any that we
It's
could
not
like
the
do
worst.
experiments with?
I do not.
All right. So
It's
tell me
not
Tell me
worst.
about cocaine. Is it all right or not?
It's probably the third worst.
The third worst. Right.
Yeah.
What is bad about it?
It can give you a heart attack. It can cause psychosis.
Okay. Well, I'm.
It can cause brain damage.
You might
It's
fuck
very
Brie Olson
addicting.
by accident.
Who's that? What? And there's a guy. I knew a guy who formed a pimple on his brain.
What?
That sounds
Really fun.
Now you're
Yeah,
just
really-
spreading propaganda, Holmes.
Dude, that's scary.
yeah.
That is
Yeah,
scare tactic.
I'm not a
wait,
doctor,
I know-
but I'm
I
pretty
know
sure
how you
that's
fix
not
that.
possible.
You just take
No,
some
yeah.
OxyContin and you rub it on that. You get some OxyClean.
Yeah.
I used to get that mixed up.
You just.
I used to seriously get that mixed up when I was in high school because they'd be like, "Oh man, that's really sad. She's using like OxyContin," and I'm like, "I have some of that. I use it on my face every morning so I don't have zits." And I went home and I was like, "Oh, that's why I don't get invited to parties."
So what? So right, if I snorted cocaine right tonight, right, I would have a heart attack and get brain damage and a pimple on my brain. Would that happen tonight if I did a line?
You would not. No,
No.
I mean.
So I can have a line. I can do like one, and it'll be
if
okay.
you're trying to prevent the pimple, sure. It's very unlikely that you would get a lesion.
Right. So we've decided that listeners, it is okay to have like one cocaine or not, like two cocaines. How many cocaines can you have before you get a spotty brain?
And the thing about the pimple, if I may elaborate, is that it was pushing on his eye from the inside out. So his eye was bulging out a little bit. You're not surprised to hear that.
He sounds like a Star Wars character.
Sounds
He
like
was. I think
Quasimodo.
No, he was. You'd have to look a little bit to see his eyes bulging out.
Is he the funny-eyed guy from Young Frankenstein or not? Is that what happened to him?
What is? How can I blank on his name? I wanted to call him Guy Pearce, but he's a handsome actor. I'm trying to remember the name of the big-eyed guy. Marty Feldman.
Cocaine spotty brain.
He came into a lot of money, so he immediately thought cocaine and hookers.
Well, you can't spend cocaine when you've come into it.
Did you come in the money? Because that would be the best thing if you
Yeah.
made a shit ton of money.
That's
and
the
you just
joke that
jerked
Max
off
and I
on the line.
both told at the same time.
You just masturbating.
That makes it double funny, mate. So
I don't think about orgasms too much. Don't think about them.
Why not?
Anyway, it's just not really worth
I
thinking
heard
about.
that cocaine
Like,
makes.
thinking about napping.
I heard that cocaine makes your orgasms more potent. Is this true or not?
You can
Like,
you
you can
punch
impregnate
a
more
hole
people?
in the drywall with it.
It's just like you feel like, oh, that was a great cocaine orgasm.
That's where glory holes come from. When someone comes through a wall and it just then there's a hole and it looks like a glory hole.
So Jonathan,
Like the
right?
late man, yeah.
All right, I'm trying to learn. I'm taking notes.
You're trying to get this. No, you should not do cocaine.
But you can have like 2 or 3 cocaines and be all right.
Not probably not. Maybe it's risky.
Maybe it's for gambling men. It's for like Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
If you do cocaine and you gamble, will you be better at it?
No, definitely not.
I have a
cocaine
question.
and gambling are
Cocaine
similar.
is illegal still, right?
Yes, in this.
Okay, they didn't. Okay, if I snort the cocaine off the hood of a cop car, is it still illegal?
Wow. Man, that would be quite the
No,
gambling.
you should go do that.
What if I
don't do cocaine, you guys? Come on.
I have a crack pipe that's actually shaped like a Keystone Cop. It's
A
my
giant
Keystone crack
cop?
pipe.
Jonathan
Is it
Holmes?
big? Like
It looks
5
like a
feet
lamp.
tall?
Jonathan Holmes, right? Now, I've heard about this thing called cutting cocaine. What is that?
Cutting it?
Yeah, tell me what that is.
Well, that's I don't do drugs, so I don't know a lot of this from experience, but from what I've heard, that is when you take the cocaine and don't just do the cocaine, because that would be a waste and also kill you probably because it's strong. Then you put some other stuff in there.
It's like mixing a drink and then it makes it better. So
It
you're
makes
saying
more
like
dangerous in some
Do they make
instances.
different flavors of cocaine? Did they ever cut
Jonathan
it with
Holmes,
like
I
blue
think-
raspberry?
This is the worst segment idea
Jonathan,
ever.
I think it's been a rousing success. Jonathan, right?
Yes.
Would cocaine be all right to do if I spread it around on a kitchen surface and then cut it by rolling a rotisserie chicken around on it and then ate the rotisserie chicken? Can I have cocaine chicken or not?
If I ordered a pizza and asked them to put cocaine on the pizza, would I go to jail? Or would they just hang up on me?
They wouldn't. It's hard to go to jail.
Jonathan, what if we stopped calling it cocaine? What if we actually called it rotisserie chicken? And then called rotisserie chickens cocaine? Would that confuse the fuzz and let us get away with it? Jonathan, you've got to help us get out of trouble with the cops. I think that's what this segment is leading to, is Max and I need to get out of trouble with the police. Because we have been snowballing rotisserie chicken cocaine.
How long do I have to hide in the cupboard to evade the policeman? How long before I'm not a criminal?
It's not really like that. If you're high on cocaine, the police are going to assess how much
They're going to assassinate me?
They're going to ask.
How famous do I have to be on cocaine before they
Why are
assassinate
these policemen getting sassy with me?
This is awful. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful for me. It's hard because I actually do this.
It's awful for me. Jonathan Holmes, Destructoid.com.
Jonathan Holmes, do you have to explain to people at your day job why they shouldn't do cocaine also?
Yeah, sure.
So, really, this is exactly like your day job now.
But there's
But with more obscenities.
Well, I've said that.
Is there a good drug that makes you run faster?
We're ruining Jonathan's
Probably Adderall.
Well, any stimulant like cocaine or Adderall will give you some energy. It won't last.
So there's good things about it.
So
there's good and bad things to everything.
So cocaine, there is an upside.
Yeah, see, this is what I suspected. Because I do have this experience at work sometimes, where the patient tries very, very hard to get me to admit that their terrible plan is awesome. So they can just say, see, the social worker said it was good. Social worker said mixing smoking them in the same pipe is better than not.
Wow,
smoking
people try to
cocaine alone.
blame that shit on you?
Yeah, they try to get me to say that was a good idea.
I wasn't trying to get you to say cocaine was a good idea. Look, right? I am an explorer of I am a pirate on the sea of social issues, right? Trying to chart new territory.
Sure,
And,
of course you are.
And to me, the question, is cocaine good or bad? That's not a question that's ever been answered before. That's nothing we've ever decided. I'm trying to get to the heart of the issues that nobody's talking about. Is cocaine all right?
It's risks are bad on that one. Yeah,
I heard a friend. Actually, this is kind of an interesting topic. I've had people tell me that that heroin, if you have like pure clean heroin or
Oh yeah, it's totally harmless.
It's totally harmless unless you get addicted to it.
Oh, guys,
that's like saying guns are harmless unless you shoot them.
Fire is delicious if it doesn't burn your mouth when you try to eat it.
Hey, corn sugar, guys, it's fine in moderation, but we put it in your fucking bread. Try and have it in moderation, you bread-eating cunt. Okay, but let's not talk about heroin because then we're gonna run out of segments.
I know, and I've got to go soon.
Next week we'll talk about heroin.
Run out of drugs. That's the important thing.
Yeah, we don't want to be, we're doing the Nintendo approach. We don't want to release all of our Game Boy games in the first week of the Virtual Console. That's the first time I've mentioned video games. No! We're going to talk about drugs every single week in this highly popular section.
This is a show about video games.
I can't wait to pick your brain about ketamine, Holmes.
Ketamine, I don't know that one. Is that good?
Oh.
That's your tranquilizer. That's going to be
called Special K. It's a breakfast cereal.
They use it in a lot of controlled trials, actually.
Yeah,
because I think it does have some pharmaceutical benefit in certain doses.
I don't see a lot of that.
The trick is you can't have too much of it at a drum and bass concert because you'll wind up in a K-hole.
Yeah.
Which is a hole in the ground that's shaped like the letter K, and it's difficult to climb out because there's no little ladder or anything. It's terrible. That's what I've gathered from things I've read places. I don't really know.
So in any case, at this point, we have now gotten rid of everyone who is listening to the show just to win the free shit. So now we can actually do the competition. We're giving away Aliens Infestation 5. I'm burping. I'm doing burpee hiccups. I've been drinking Coca-Cola.
Or as I like to call it, Alan's Incest Vacation.
Yes, that's quite clever. Why did I say that? It's not clever. That's terrible. Stream of conscious talking. We're going to do a competition, you idiots, to win a thing. And that is, we got 5 copies of Alan's, whatever Max said. And they're going to have that lenticular picture we talked about, which you can move your head, and if you're lucky, you can see an alien jumping on a marine, but sometimes you will just see 5 aliens at once on it, as is the pitfall of any lenticular image. So that's going to be good, and it's actually quite a classy-looking thing. If you're an Aliens fan, you're going to want that on your wall, so people look at it and say, hey, there's an Aliens fan. Do you want to be friends? So that's what's going to happen to you, and you will make love to women. They'll be so impressed. And all you've got to do, quite a few people have suggested it, and I'm too lazy to think of anything clever, so just send me an alien poem, okay? And then the 5 best ones will win a thing.
Do haikus count?
Oh, I hate haikus.
I'm so good at haikus.
Everyone's good at haikus. They're haikus.
No, but I'm really good.
You're really good at haiku. That's like saying I'm really good at not.
No, but I used to write
I'm really good at not shitting myself.
I've heard that.
20 stanza haikus.
That's a lot of stanzas.
Isn't it just like a random collection of words, but you've got to say different amount of words?
I like to tell a story with a haiku.
I can do an alien haiku right now, right? Alien haiku, alien. There is an alien over there. Ellen Ripley, please.
Actually, your first sentence had 7 syllables, not
I
5.
It was a special haiku.
Was it 575? Is that it?
Yeah.
575. 8. All right, I'll do that right now.
Aliens haiku.
Film. I like it. Ellen Ripley is a...
No, alien is 2 syllables.
What?
Not
Alien
anymore.
is 2
Oh, yeah,
syllables.
Alien's
I'm
actually
doing-
3
Or,
syllables.
it's 3. So
All right.
alien haiku would have worked
You're so
as your
good
first
at
time.
haikus.
Alien haiku. Ellen Ripley is in it. Alien haiku.
There we go.
That was inspiring.
There we are. Where's my free copy of Aliens Infestation?
You got one already.
I've got 2 copies. I want a third. That's it. We've only got 4 to give away now because I've just won one.
I just bought the
Okay.
game too.
Alien. Well, you know what? Since that is an entry level thing, since that's the like good vibrations of contest entries, then that was a reference that's only going to work with my wife.
Wow. Are you
Then
talking about Marky Mark?
no, I was
Oh.
just talking about like entry level music that anybody can say they like. It's like, oh, I like the Beach Boys. I listen to Good Vibrations.
Oh, that Good Vibrations. I
Yeah.
was thinking about the Funky Bunches version.
I can't. I can't.
Oh,
really,
yeah.
It's a really good cover. Really good cover.
As far as covers of Good Vibrations go, I will admit, Marky Mark and his bunch of funks did really well. Oh, dearie Lord Jesus Christy me, they did really well.
My cat is destroying everything.
okay, well,
my life is such chaos right now. God dang it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got to get this. The contest
Yeah,
is...
please, spit it out.
Oh, yeah, the contest is US only because, you know, I'd like to stand up for my European brethren, but I'm away from that country now. I don't have to deal with you anymore. The seriously, it's like, I can't guarantee Sega will ship stuff over there, so... I guess I am philosophically against haikus, but I guess they're simple enough to do. So, 5 alien haikus. Whoever does the 5 best ones, and by that I mean only 5 people are probably going to enter. So, the
That way
first 5 haikus I get probably will win them.
It'll also be less for us to read.
Yes, it will be a lot less for us to read. That is true. So yeah, like the best 5 haikus I get, and I tell you what, go to Destructoid.com as you listen to this, and look for the episode that says Podtoid. Actually, on the sidebar on the front page of Destructoid, this will help you find it. There is a little box that says Podtoid. If you're not a regular listener, if you're not a regular reader of Destructoid and you just listen to the show, but I know quite some of you are. Click on that, find the thing, find the newest episode that is posted on Destructoid.com. Trust me, this is easier than anything else. And then, I tell you, just fucking email it to me, Jim@Destructoid.com. That was actually easier.
They could send it to Podtoid at Destructoid.com.
I will never get it if it goes there. I don't know
Really?
where that goes. I think it still goes to Anthony Birch. Just send it, Jim@Destructoid.com. That's easy. Send me haikus. I'm looking forward to having my inbox filled with haikus that I don't even like. Do that. Okay? Is that okay for a contest or not?
Sure.
Is that alright?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. Max,
I love it.
This is a democracy. I need your vote on this. Don't let me down.
So if you eat meth, will it still get you high?
I don't know. I've never known anyone to eat the meth.
Okay.
I've never known it to happen. Meth is real bad, though. Boy, is that bad. Yeah. Look out. Don't do it.
My God, I feel sorry for the people that listen to this just to hear that. Just to struggle through half an hour of shit to get a contest that was ill-defined. And they haven't even got very long to do it, because we will record next Tuesday, and this isn't going to go live until tonight, or maybe Friday morning. So you've got basically a weekend to do this. But again, they're haikus, they're easy. So just as soon as you listen to this, if it's not Tuesday yet, send me a haiku, Jim@Destructoid.com. It's pretty easy. Just send me that. No drawings of willies or things like that, because you won't win anything. So, okay, that's out the way. Let's get back to what we really wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, what's that?
Looking forward to the next season of Project Runway.
I had an idea. They should reboot that show and have it be about housing for low-income people that is actually on a runway where jets are trying to take off and land.
That would be quite good.
I bet actually there will be a reality show about people who work on runways. That sounds fascinating.
I actually want to do a show called Project Pissway that is exactly like Project Runway, except the funny guy who talks like that, right, just pisses on the runway when they're trying to show their designs off. And he's just like...
Tim Gunn?
Tim Gunn. I'm Tim Gunn, and I'm going to piss all over your dress. That'd be fantastic.
There's a new video game coming out
If
about...
your dress looks good, covered in my piss, then it's a really good dress. I'm sorry.
You guys know they're making apples to apples for XBLA.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that.
What is that?
It's an awesome board game.
It's a card game, board game, I guess.
It's like good for groups.
It's a really fun. It's probably the best party game because you can't really win or lose. It's just like a fun thing you do.
Oh.
You have a card that says a quality on it,
right?
Like disgusting, and everyone else has dealt out cards that are things like I don't know, like pizza or like John F. Kennedy or like swear words.
They get weird.
They get really weird, and it becomes like you get really, really into it. And how it works is people put down all the cards, and one person tries to pick the topic or the subject card that word best describes, and you basically have to figure out what kind of sense of humor they have or what they like or what they don't like. So one of the trump cards, for instance, is Helen Keller, which pretty much is funny with whatever word you use it with.
Uh-huh.
So if it's like, obnoxious, put down Helen Keller, and then presumably your asshole friend will see that and go, ha ha ha, Helen Keller. And then he goes, who put down this card? And then I raise my hand, and he hands me the card that says obnoxious. The first person to collect all of those cards, then has like 5 descriptive terms of their personality. And I usually wind up with like revolting, terrible, lucky, stuff like that.
One question. What?
So there's one adjective card, and everybody puts down a noun card that they think fits the adjective most.
Okay, follow-up question. Fucking what?
And then the person who put down the adjective card picks which noun they think best suits the adjective.
You see, all I could think about throughout that whole description was how funny it would be if it was actually a game about running a funeral director for food, and it was called Apples to Apples, Crust to Crust.
Wow.
That's good. I've always said apples, dust to dust, but you made it funnier about pies.
Builds up in it. Yeah.
Because
it's always a sad time when a pie dies.
Oh, it's the pie guy again.
Oh, we're doing a comedy callback, Jonathan Holmes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I actually had an idea.
You did? You have so many ideas.
Jim, this is specifically for Jim because I know that this is a thing that people would want. How do you feel when Skyrim comes out, when we get Skyrim? How do you feel about just going in Skype and talking on Skype as we play the game?
Yeah. Well,
call it Skype-rim.
That's quite good. Are you getting Skype on Friday?
Skyrim?
Skype. No, Skype.
I'm on Skype right now.
Bethesda's Skype on... I'm due to get it tomorrow, actually.
Really? Okay, I haven't heard word about that. I'm told that we're getting a review copy,
I don't know if I'm allowed to, I might not be allowed to say that. I might be wrong. But you know what? Fuck it, it's out in the open.
You might have been lying. You might be getting it in 2 weeks.
I might be lying. I could be lying, they could be lying. Who knows? It could be Lyrim.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Did I just blow your mind?
I thought you were trying to say a lion, like the animal.
A little lion.
That would be fun, though. That'd be a fun thing, because I think that people, for some reason, actually care about our opinions of that game. Even though
lions in Skyrim?
Just going to be like, oh, a horse! I'm going to punch it in the anus.
Well, I gotta be honest. They don't care about your opinion at all, but they want to live vicariously. They don't. If you said anything bad about it, they would.
They care about
they care about listening to you like it.
Dude, so I gave Battlefield 3 a 7.5 and it got 400 comments in a day. I think people give a shit.
Yeah, that's the really sad thing is people. We're at that point again where we start getting angry about like.
Oh yeah,
things are.
It's melodrama member. That's the name of the next 3 months.
Is melodrama member?
Melodrama rember. That's better.
Member. Oh, I get it. Well, I wanted to actually ask you guys what you think of this. Why do you think so many people in the video game culture are so quick to take this victim posture. It not only it's with video game reviews, it's with hearing an opinion they disagree with. They're suddenly personally insulted and victimized, and therefore entitled to insult the person who made them feel a way that they weren't 100% happy with. Immediately, they feel totally entitled to.
I'll tell you what.
That's not just video games. That's just nerds. That's like.
So nerds are just victims.
I just
nerds
noticed
are people with a specialized interest in something.
Hang on.
Honestly, I think
got a theory. Sorry.
I just think a lot of them are spoiled. That's
yeah.
it. Like
there's a fine line between.
They can't deal with like something being different than what they want it to be, even if they don't even know that it's actually like that.
Here's the thing, right? Every year, we hear about this thing, and this is going to tie together. We hear about this thing called the War on Christmas, right? Where if you say Happy Holidays, and this actually happened to me this week, I mentioned like the holiday season in a Gymquisition, and this guy started saying, why doesn't he have the balls to say Christmas, that fat tub of shit? He actually said it, promoting
he was victimized by you.
Promoting the good Christmas spirit. But here's the thing, like that is a very sort of common thread you see on in that kind of thing. Like there's this group of like very angry, and then not all Christian people are like this, but or religious people, but there is a subset of religious people who get very victimized and love to feel like they're being picked on, even if they're like the majority of the country. And you see that with the War on Christmas. It's like if someone dares to mention another holiday existing, they take it as a personal insult because you're taking away from them.
Right.
And I think that is because they grew up hearing that Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, right, basically I watched Passion of the Christ recently, and he got fucked up, right? It was like watching Hellraiser. It was that bad. And you watch Passion of the Christ, and you're told, whether you believe it or not, that's your bag, that he did that for you, right? He suffered, he was a martyr, and he was like, he did really bad and suffered and was victimized. Okay?
We got off topic.
And no, we're coming round.
He's bringing it back.
We're coming round. Don't worry, I've got this. Okay. So you watch that. You spend your whole time thinking about how unworthy you are because of this guy that suffered so that you may live. And what's the worst you've got to deal with? Oh, my cell phone, doesn't get coverage over here. Oh dear, my car has a problem with it that I'm going to have to pay for with the money that I've got, right? You feel like an arsehole. And so the second you get a chance to feel like a victim, the second you get to feel like a martyr, like you are suffering for what you stand for, you grab it with both fucking hands and you love it because you get to feel like Jesus Christ. And that's what happens when someone gives Uncharted an 8 out of 10. You are saying that you are Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, the Son of Man, who was betrayed with a kiss by Judas for 30 pieces of silver in the Passion.
Okay.
Wow. You guys, I gotta go.
Oh,
okay, Tara. Feel better.
5%. Okay,
yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See, Tara's had to go away and reflect on what I said because it's a powerful gut punch.
To take your analogy further, I'll be quick, Max. I haven't gotten to talk yet, Max. And you've talked a lot already.
Giant.
Okay, Max. Okay. That's the most annoying voice I could think of off the top of my head.
Do that.
I feel like I genuinely offended you.
No, you did.
You're actually
No, I'm just kidding. No, not at all. I'm just
Jonathan,
joking.
how would the unintentionally sarcastic old man placate Max Cutfield?
I forgot about that already. Placate him? You mean like make him feel better?
Like you did just then.
Oh, Max, I never get sick of hearing you talk. Your jokes are always so clever, like you spent all night planning them. You just get sick at the end and can't breathe.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry later.
I didn't mean it. It's just
You might be serious.
No, I'm not at all. I love
And
your
this
jokes a lot.
This is why we get frustrated that we don't feel like Jesus Christ, because then we hear that and we know that we are not. He walks among us, and his name is the unintentionally sarcastic old man.
Oh God,
you're too
what were you
kind.
gonna say?
I was going to say, because I liked Jim's Christmas analogy a lot, and Jesus in general, I often feel like a Jewish person at Christmas, being in the video game industry, because my interests are different than the interests of a lot of people. A lot of the big blockbuster games these days, just power fantasy games in general, I'm not enchanted with unless they're really well done and can surprise me. So when people are like, "Oh my God, blah blah blah, Call of Duty came out, the Skyrim's coming out," I feel like they're saying "Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas" to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm Jewish. They're like,
Wow,
"What?
that really-
You don't care about Jesus? You suck." And I'm like, he's not a bad guy. I don't dislike him. I don't dislike Call of Duty. I reviewed it once. It was fine. You shoot the guys. You walk around. It's fine. But I'm not excited about it. I don't celebrate it in the same
There's
way.
got to be something
To be fair,
supremely
I think-
offensive about this, comparing Call of Duty to Jesus.
It's Christmas time when
Yeah.
the new Call comes out.
The
People
reason for that is that
celebrate.
they put out games at the holiday season or the Christmas season or the fucking Kwanzaa time or whatever you want to fucking call it. They put them out because they want to sell a lot of them because that's when people spend the most money.
Yeah,
And it makes sense that you would not be interested in those because those are typically games that are made under the agenda of being products, whereas more indie games are made when they're done. Or, well, I guess Japanese games necessarily.
People think I just like indie games or Japanese games, but that's not necessarily the case. It's really if a game is about feeling like you're a badass and you just beat up or killed a bunch of people, I'm probably not going to like it, regardless of what country it came from. I'm just not interested in that. I used to be. I'm bored of it now. And unless someone really innovates in that, it's just, oh, I'm shooting the guys again. Oh, I'm beating up the guys again. I love Resident Evil. It's a shooting guys game, but that's scary. I like being scared. I don't really like pretending that I can kick people's ass that much. Maybe it's because I can kick people's ass, so it's like, oh, I'm just doing what I can already do in real life. I'm kind of a Batman in my life. Feel good. Feel good about my life. Yeah. Just a thought about.
I was going to say, about the defending games, that the way people get about that.
Mhm.
It's not just games. It's pretty much anything. If you really care about something, like if you focus on something really hard and you really, really like something, and you're not really paying attention to a whole lot of other things in the big picture, it can be pretty easy to mistake someone criticizing it for someone just attacking it. And instead of going, oh, okay, you have a different opinion than mine. Huh, okay, I see what you're saying there. They go, fuck you. Like, Modern Warfare 3 is the best game. You know?
But
It's already the same as, like, if someone's talking about your friend, if that's the only person you hang out with, and then you're hanging out with someone else that you don't hang out with that much, and they're like, yeah, man, fucking Ronnie's always stealing shit. You're like, you don't know Ronnie like I do, man. Ronnie's the best.
But that's a personal. It's old news that people over-identify with the things.
Star Trek, Mac versus PC. It's like
they over-identify and then they lash out when they feel personally insulted.
I think it's because there's this concept of being a gamer. You identify yourself not really as a well-rounded person, but as a...
How many people on Twitter are like, I'm a gamer, and I'm like, I go to the post office sometimes. I'm not a fucking letter mailer. Like, I eat food. Yeah. I think foodie is worse than gamer. Like, gamer's weird, but at least it's like a true hobby. It freaks me out that eating food is becoming like a hobby, and people are like, "Yep, I'm a foodie. You got me." Yeah. And I'm like, "Fuck you."
I've got no problem with the term gamer, like just used to describe someone who just happens to enjoy a lot of games. It's when it is part of their personality. It's like I wouldn't say in a Facebook profile status or anything. I am Jim Sterling. I am a gamer. Like, that's not my job. That's not my... obviously I am paid to play and review games, but even then, I don't call myself a gamer. I work as a games reviewer, and I usually say writer more than anything, but it's these people that obviously have nothing else.
For whatever reason, they decided that was better. Like the recent talking to women about video games is about it a little bit. There's people who felt so ostracized by regular culture, if you want to call it that, or that they decide that they hate them and they're going to embrace what they think normal people hate.
And you get the martyr complex in there too.
Yeah, exactly, and the hipster complex. Hipster martyrs.
Yeah. But obviously, once you've gone down that road, once you've absorbed like some sort of symbiote, like video games as your identity, then when someone criticizes a game that you like, that you've latched onto, that you're no longer criticizing the game, you're criticizing them. And nobody likes to be criticized. And I guess that's where it comes down to. I mean, I recently posted on Destructoid the collection of rather spirited comments from the fine folk over at NeoGAF, with such comments as people obsessively F5ing Metacritic, which they later tried to claim was a joke. If so, I'd love to sit here and hear the punchline, which I'm still waiting for. But there was a lot of like just history on it. People calling Eurogamer a piece of shit or attention-seeking trolls, while giving them all the attention.
That they want to. What I am always most fascinated by. Well, not most, but I'm very fascinated when people say you don't actually think that.
Oh yeah,
You actually love the game because you have to, because it's universally awesome. But you're just pretending you don't like it because you think it'll make your butt look smaller. You know, you think someone's gonna buy you a pair of shoes now. Because
I actually had just today, the Hip Hop Gamer.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you know he's an awesome guy, but he did tell me that I don't believe that Battlefield 3 was worth the 7.5 I gave it. He was like, you don't believe that. Like, I'm pretty sure I know what I believe. It's like, I love the Hip Hop Gamer, and I wish everyone who criticised my reviews were exactly like him, because
it's very entertaining.
It would make my job better. And yeah, he's always fun with it. But there are other people who, like, I saw comments like that. It's like, you don't believe this. You don't believe that Kirby is... I don't believe that was controversial, giving Kirby a 10 out of 10.
It was a start. I think people were like bookmarking that and getting ready to use that against you the next time you gave a game that they think is great. They were
already doing it. It was like, in the comments of the Kirby review, it was like, I will laugh if this gets better than Battlefield.
Yeah, I got that game. It's really fun.
The statistics
what game?
were...
Kirby or Battlefield? Yeah, it is fun.
It's really cool.
Right. At the end of the day, I couldn't think of any criticism outside of the music is not quite as memorable as other games. That's a 10 out of 10. If I can't think of anything fucking wrong with it, what other score could I give it? It's like, well, I can't think of any criticisms, like any lasting criticisms of the game, but people are going to be upset if I give it a 10, so I'll give it a 6. It's like, that's not how it works, dickheads.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Yeah, so I didn't actually read many of the comments of the Battlefield 3 review because I was tired. I'm so tired. I'm working, pretty damn hard. And I'm happy to work hard. I like working hard, but I don't work... I work too hard for that anymore, for the comments.
Well, you don't need extra work, and at that point, 300 comments is extra work, and they're not all going to be easy to read.
I was told that a lot of them were actually quite reasonable.
Oh yeah, they were.
There was one guy who
the first page. The first page was just gifs of people eating popcorn.
Oh well,
they couldn't
wait.
The
shitstorm.
Yeah, that's getting a little.
Well, that's the other thing. I think the another side of it is it's become a sideshow, and people want to. You're going to get attention if you get angry at a bad review. So the other aspect is there's commenters out there that just desperately want people to notice them. So if they can you're just a big target.
The thing is that makes the reviewer look bad as well, because then they say, oh, well, the reviewer did it for attention. And it's like, well,
I know.
No, we can't help it. I can't control what happens. And if you're willingly giving the attention, you can't really accuse anyone of wanting the attention because you justify that attitude. When you go on like N4G or Game FAQs or whatever and just start hammering the keyboard with tears in your eyes, that's not helping. You're actually making things worse. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are reviewers out there that are doing it for attention. And do you know what? I don't blame them, because this is fast becoming a brilliant way of making traffic, and it's certainly not the way I like to make traffic, but it's happening.
Sure. If I were at a smaller site, I'd probably be tempted to do it.
I can see why it's being tempting, and I can't blame the reviewers, because at the end of the day, all these idiots are justifying it. So,
absolutely, they're the victim of their own behaviors. These guys. If you victims out there want someone to blame for the way things are going in your video game life, gotta look at the man in the mirror.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I posted that thing, the NeoGAF thread, and instantly, oh, Destructoid embarrassed themselves posting that. It's like they don't like seeing their reflection. These fucking people.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
shame on you, not on Eurogamer for their 8 out of 10 for Uncharted. No shame on them. Shame on you, ladies and gentlemen, you pricks.
I think just the numbers score is the worst fucking thing. I mean,
well, it causes a lot of drama, doesn't it?
The score isn't the problem. I don't like people blaming the scores. I don't like people blaming Metacritic. They're just tools at the end of the day, and it's up to us how we use them.
Yeah, it's the people. They got to look at the man in the mirror.
Criticism isn't ranking something, isn't giving it points. It's criticizing it. You're not. You're not a judge at the Olympics. You're not holding up a fucking card with a number on it at the end of the day. You're playing something and you're pointing out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, but the number is a reflection of how you felt while you were playing it.
Well, it should be. Some reviews, the text and the scores don't seem to line up, but at least on Destructoid, we do our best to make sure that the number lines up with the score. And I think numbers can be useful. They can be useful in sort of getting like a rough, quick idea, but that's only when they're used properly. When they're used as pissing contests, when they're used just to make people upset and angry, then they're being abused. And I always err on the side of blaming the audience for these things because I do. And I'm not saying all my readers are shit. Most of the Destructoid readers, or at least the people that actually like reading Destructoid and aren't just there to cause trouble, are very good people. We have awesome fucking fans, awesome fucking readers and viewers.
Absolutely.
And listeners.
You get these and listeners. Hi, fans. And you poor people listening to this. But you get these people that are just ruining it for everyone, and I can't blame the numbers because it's not their fault. They're just numbers. They're just being mistreated by people that are interpreting them the wrong way.
I think we need to teach more people about the pain scale. You know about the pain scale?
I have heard of the pain scale. Yeah.
Yeah. It's when people are in pain, you show them 1 to 10, just like reviews, and there's faces that go along with them from like content to like in total misery, like the mouth is just a zigzag of a line, and they're crying and stuff, so they can tell you how much pain they're in regardless of how bad the pain is, because when pain's really bad you can't really talk, so just point at a number. That's all we're doing, except instead of pain it's fun. It's just a fun scale.
If you're realistic about it, on the pain scale, like if you're sitting there, I think my friend cut off her finger almost, like it was hanging there by like a tendon or some shit.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, and she went into the hospital and they were like, so how's your, how are you feeling pain wise? Where are you on the pain scale? And she sort of thought about it for a second, was like, how about a 6.5 maybe? And they're like, okay. And she sat there for 11 hours.
She shouldn't have said that.
Meanwhile, somebody probably went in with a fucking migraine and was like, I am at a 9 right now. It's all relative. Everything is all relative. Like
it is.
I guess I've just been trying to think more in the grand scheme of things, because if the earth started shattering and my house collapsed into the ground and there was meanwhile a riot going on outside, I really, really don't give a fuck about video games that much. I love video games. They're fun. I have the coolest job in the world playing them and talking about them. But like, people get so fucking riled up about them.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you isolate perspective,
if you isolate your point to just video games, you get people that post in Destructoid reviews angrily like, "Fuck you for giving this game a 6 or a 7. It got a 10 on Eurogamer. It got a 9 on Giant Bomb. It got a 10 again on GameSpot." And I'm like, if that's the case, why are you here? Why are you annoyed at one review when you've got all these other reviews to be happy about?
Back in the day, people are animals. They're living things, and they have these weird kind of primal urges. And there was a time when people would go hunting, and maybe they'd get chased by a dinosaur or something, something crazy like that. Because I watched the Flintstones. There would be an actual threat. Like there was a time when we were not like quite so complacent in our spot at the top of the food chain, which is why people watch horror movies. It's why people watch action movies, because they want that like adrenaline rush. Yeah, sports. Exactly. They want to get excited about stuff.
Team's not going to get the points they need. Yeah. Oh my god!
But some people, they prefer to be mad about stuff. They prefer to like get pissed off about things than they do to
It's
Like,
just
be
a
happy
bad
about them.
road. I hate seeing people go down that road because they're miserable. And also when they start defining themselves, like we were saying before, as a gamer, and therefore because I am a gamer, I have to make this, and this decision with my life instead of making decisions for themselves. I mean, I feel that way about any label people give themselves. Like, oh, I'm a black man, so I must listen to the black music. Oh, white man time
That's
for
how
the
I
white
feel.
music.
white,
Yeah, that's
white man time.
yep.
I can
time to be
imagine trying to pitch that as a TV show.
I'd watch it. Yeah, but just
I think
if
they
you're
did that.
listening,
It's called CBS.
Oh!
Whoa!
oh,
But seriously, they gave Fred
yeah,
Durst a sitcom.
they did. I have to
Yeah.
watch that. I
Ugh.
wish people
Hold on.
wouldn't define
Something buzzing.
themselves. I wish they
Something's
would just
buzzing.
be themselves. Don't define yourself. Just be yourself, please, people. I'm trying to give you a
Yeah.
pep talk.
Unless you're Fred Durst, in which case, don't be yourself.
Don't be somebody else.
Don't be Fred. Don't be Fred Durst.
I think I have to go pick up this accordion player soon, guys. I wanted to ask you before I go though. Skyrim, are there puzzles in there? Because I like puzzles. I'm trying to psych myself up for Skyrim. Any puzzles?
The puzzle is, how am I going to do all this awesome shit in just
So
one
it's just
day?
picking up stuff and powering up and getting loot, right? Using magic spells.
And getting married.
Getting married, that's a power up in a way. I feel more powered
And what?
up.
Hey, what is not the greatest puzzle in life if not love?
Indeed. That was what's his name? I always want to call him Desio Armando, but that's not it. Rardindo Archando?
Giulio Armandio.
That's it. I miss him.
Character I did.
I
Yeah.
wish he was back.
What?
He's good.
No one
It's a
wants.
thing.
No one wants to buy the show though. So.
I do. I just don't have the money. I'll work on it. I'll get richer. So no puzzles in Skyrim. I'm not missing out.
No, there's no puzzles in
there are.
Skyrim.
There are puzzles, Max?
Yeah.
What are the puzzles like?
They're pretty simple.
Yeah?
There's one where you have to like, what is it? You sort of I guess there's you find like a book or something, and it's got like a list of symbols in it. You ever play Indiana Jones: The Fate of Atlantis?
Not for a long time, but yeah, I've played it.
Okay, but there's one part where you have to like, in the temple, you're supposed to rotate these columns to open this gate, but one of the columns is broken, so you sort of have to figure out what pattern it's supposed to be. I mean, it's not super complicated, but
That sounds
know.
all right. Yeah, how much does that come up? Is there a lot of puzzles like that?
I don't know. It's a big game. You never know.
Yeah, I guess you'd really have to play it to find out. I'm thinking about getting it, but I'm right there on the fence. Right there on the fence about it. It's like, making a storm happen. Yeah, it's all right. It's interesting. It's a lot of novelties.
Hear your thoughts about it.
I'd probably just be disinterested, to be honest. I'd be like, oh, I can do those things. I want ideas, people. Give me your ideas. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Or feelings. Give me some feelings.
A lot of the times you get ideas, and they're just they're too much ideas versus games. And I think Skyrim is the 5th game in a series. They've taken an idea that was really novel a long time ago, and they've fine-tuned it a lot.
Sure. So it's a sequel. It's a continuation. So if you like the idea in the first place, or
iteration's a good way of looking at it.
Iteration. Yeah, it's much better, Max. You're quite scholarly this week, Max. I've enjoyed it.
Really? I'm really tired.
No, you're being very thoughtful and interesting, as usual, sir. It's true.
So, do you think Kirby's supposed to be like a? Is he like a fetus?
He is like a fetus, yeah.
Because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, what is his fucking world? I'm like, is this what a fetus thinks about when it's in the womb?
They do.
Oh, wow, that would be fantastic.
They consume and they transform into.
They should have called the game Fetus Dreams.
That would have been a success.
Oh yeah, Kirby's Fetus Dreams.
Did you see that? Somebody made a little Kirby sprite that had eaten a Jim Sterling and he'd taken on your powers, Jim. It's pretty cool.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, I think it was in a sequel.
I pinked my face up on the last Jimquisition, painted my face all pink and did little red cheeks, and then did a little Kirby dance.
Yeah, I thought that was
probably one of the funnest things I've ever done.
Yeah. I did a dance and talking to women about video games too.
I don't dance.
You should watch it. Watch my dance.
It was Dance Week. Hey,
it was Dance Week last week.
Hey, get funky.
So I have to go pick
I'm
up
funky.
this
I just don't
player
dance.
now.
Okay, not a big deal.
That's okay. You can dance if you want to.
If you can leave your friends behind.
But you wouldn't do that because you like your friends. I have to pick up the accordion player and start a band again. I'm starting a band, I guess.
Is it called Johnny and the Holmes?
No, my band in high school was called Johnny Holmes and the Friggin' Speed Bumps. So I don't want to repeat myself and do another Johnny and the blanks.
How about Fetus Dreams?
I'll ask her. It's the accordion player from one of the episodes of Talking to Women About Video Games. She's gonna come over here and
Cocaine Funk.
I love how
we were
now
thinking
you're a musician, Holmes. Are you going to be doing cocaine?
No, but playing music naturally releases the hormone oxytocin, which is the love hormone, which is what everyone's really going for.
So you're going to kiss an accordion player?
I'm not going to kiss
on the lips with mouths.
No. It's strictly platonic.
I didn't ask that. I asked if she's cute.
Oh, she's she's cute. She actually, she's in the
good one.
There's only one good one. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. You have to watch them all to find out. And she is in the one where we talk about Uncharted 3 online passes.
Aha.
Yeah.
Arcade lady.
Nope. Arcade lady. We talk about. That's all right. Usually we talk about the Legend of Zelda Four Swords adventures, not having online multiplayer. And the latest one we talked about Steve Jobs, and there's a surprise ending.
Oh my!
Yeah, you should watch it. Just skip to the ending if you want. The surprise ending's worth it.
I don't want. That doesn't make. It's not an ending if I don't watch the beginning. It's just a.
If you watch like the last 20 seconds, it'll feel like a beginning, middle, and an end in a way.
Is there tits, bruh? Does it got tits in it?
Nah, none of them tits. And
tits I'm thinking about
what do you think? I'm just gonna run this idea by you real quick. Then I really have to go. I was supposed to be there at 5. Thinking of doing the next Talking to Women About Video Games, just going out on the street and asking women what's better, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, or Spyro Skylanders Adventures. Would that be good?
Skylanders!
I think those are...
I fucking like that game. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good.
I just don't have any money, so...
Well, no one... I mean, 2 of the games aren't out, and the one that is, I doubt... your average woman bought. Maybe she did. So I'm not expecting.
Got like spoiled ass kids.
I don't know. I mean, if she's actually like a mother, then she may have, because I've heard it's been doing pretty well.
She may actually be like a mother. I don't know until I hit the streets.
Be like a mother. Excuse me, are you sort of mother-esque? Has like half of one dropped out of you or not?
Well, I can ask them if they're mothers. What do you think? Should I go around and do that, or should I just do a regular episode?
Find women with like prams and things.
I wish I had a video person around, because I had an idea where I just make videos where I'm pretending I'm you guys, and it would be like talking to guys about video games, and I'd just be like, "Hey, what's up, Sam? You wanna, dude? The new Batman game is fun, I guess." And he'd be like,
"He'll be like, it is."
And then we'd be like, "Oh, all right." And then it would be over, or doing the Maxquisition where I'm like not really that mad about anything. I'm just sort of like. I'm like, hey man, this game looks cool, I guess, and I'd still have the paint drawings, but they'd just be like, it would be really kind of like low key.
I'd watch it. I hope you do it. You gotta find a video guy.
I need a video. I need to find a video person or something.
I wish you were up here. You could use my video guy. He likes working with you. He's a fun guy. All right, I better run, guys.
Jonathan, before you go, once I get money from somewhere, I don't know where, I'm going to start flying you over to my house.
Whoa, okay.
To do a video series in which I make you play games like Skyrim and just shout and heckle at you from behind until you like...
So it'll be like that Tommy Wiseau show?
Well, except funny.
Yeah, I'm actually technically sound at playing the video games that I don't enjoy. I'm good at the 12-button games.
I don't know, I heard the views were like dropping on that.
Oh, bad. Yeah, it was 200,000, I think, the first episode, and then by the 4th episode, I think it was like 30,000. I think they rebounded a little bit with the Dead Rising episode, but yeah, it didn't grow.
Well, the thing is, I watched the first 2 episodes, and the second episode might as well have just been the first one again.
That's why that's why I'm coming to you, Jim, because you called that from the start that joke was going to get old, and I was like, oh no, it'll be great forever, but you knew, so I've got to listen to you more, Jim. You know,
the whole fucking industry needs to listen to me more.
Yeah, I'm listening.
If I was in charge, there'd be some changes. Although it would mean that Kirby would be in every single game ever.
Yeah, I like Kirby. He's
I
good.
really like Kirby.
Kirby's
I remember when I had a NES ROM of Kirby's Original Dreamland, and I got really bored, so I swapped all the color palettes or the sprites, and I made him green, and I was like, instead of an umbrella, he's gonna have an axe, and I basically tried to make a Kirby mod that wasn't very good.
It sounds like you did.
Did you just draw an axe on the cartridge and hope it went in the game?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, I should hack some ROMs too. That looks fun. All right, I really have to go, unfortunately.
Bye,
I'm
Holmes.
sad. All right,
Bye, have
I
fun
guess we
with
should
the
all go.
accordion player.
Thanks for a good show. I'll enjoy it.
Probably
I'll see you next
should, yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
week. Yeah. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Can you do the sarcastic goodbye?
Man, I'm not used to being asked to do things. I guess you'd be like, "Oh, goodbye. I'll really miss you." I guess he'd be like that. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I love you guys. Okay, bye.
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 Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for Tara for coming on, and Jonathan Holmes for coming on, and Max Scoville for coming on. You can see Max and Tara every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the Destructoid Show, available on the YouTubes and Rev 3. It's just Rev 3, isn't it? Yeah.
Revision3.com.
Revision 3. I think I mean
Destructoid.
Evolution 3. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I do it too.
Revision 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's us.
That is them. You can see my reviews on Destructoid.com. We've got a lot coming out. We had Battlefield 3 this week. We have got Sonic Generations coming, I think October 31st. We've got Skyrim coming soon, Saints Row. You know, all the hits, all the classics. Jonathan Holmes does Talking to Women about video games every Tuesday, so look at Destructoid for that. And I do the Jimquisition on escapistmagazine.com every Monday.
If you're still hungry for more dick, there's also comedybutton.com, which is my new podcast that I do with the former GameSpy debriefings folks.
That is true. Funny guys. Funny peeps. Funny peeps if you need more comedy.
A lot of cursing and drinking. Yeah. It's good.
Get your haikus in. Remember, Jim at Destructoid.com. There'll be more details on Destructoid.com tomorrow, or today if you're listening to this on the day, or yesterday if you're listening on Saturday. Get those in by Tuesday, the next Tuesday after this, because that's when we'll record, and I'll be reading out your haikus. Oh, God, I hate haikus. But get them in, and you can win aliens, infestation, and a nice lenticular picture that moves like it is real life. So yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday, gang.
All right, folks, take off.
Later.
Get
Yeah,
out.
fuck off, pricks.
Bye-bye.